ChatGPT was created to perform beyond the capacity of the human mind. And now that it is here, it has taken this world by storm. In the first 2 months of the chatbot being launched, ChatGPT had over 100 million new users, becoming the fastest growing user base of all time. On the flip side, Google's attempt at creating their own chatbot flopped, and they lost over $100 billion in market value. Microsoft quickly recognized the opportunity for their search engine Bing to take the reins over Google and invested $10 billion to buy OpenAI, which created ChatGPT, and now threatens the existence of Google, which leads us to wonder why everyone is so interested in building an AI chatbot like ChatGPT, and what makes them think it's worth hundreds of billions of dollars or even more. Stay tuned to the end of the video to find out. Although it's just becoming a reality, artificial intelligence has always been on the minds of men. ChatGPT is a culmination of years of extensive and intensive research. The beginning of these ideas can be tracked back to Greek mythology. A legendary bronze figure known as Talos, crafted by the blacksmith gods and imbued with life. Talos was strictly programmed to patrol and protect the shores of Crete, trampling the beaches 3 times a day. In later times, the Jewish folklore introduced the golem, a clay-made creation brought to life through religious rituals and instructions. Initially designed to safeguard the community, the golem turned against its creators, similarly resembling a modern-day AI takeover. These are just 2 examples. There are many other cases of such creatures across various cultures at different time frames, but it all started with the idea of breaking down human thought into logic. Aristotle's treatise on logic laid down the groundwork for what we know as AI today. Aristotle described how 2 true statements can be used as a justification for a new piece of knowledge. The statement was identified as a syllogism, and it served as the foundation for the development of the logic system. The following centuries would then witness other philosophers trying to iron out whatever defects that may have been involved in Aristotle's treatise. The rules of logic soon interacted with mathematics and science, opening the thought for further innovations like calculus and algebra. But it didn't stop there. In 1671, Leibniz was one of the first to suggest the possibility of translating these equations into mechanical minds. They would combine alphabets of human thoughts with a list of logical rules for their combination, and with the aid of physical assistance to the processing. This would then result in an all-knowing artificial brain. As soon as the suggestion was made, a lot of these men became filled with a desire to create something that could compete with the human mind. By the 1950s, technology had progressed enough to make this a reality. A group of mathematicians came together to plan out real artificial intelligence. In 1956, one of them created the first learning machine, algorithms. Decades after this great feat, the progress that was experienced in the quest for creating AI began to raise some concerning questions. Movies were made that questioned the whole purpose behind it, first of which is Stanley Kubrick's movie, A Space Odyssey. It featured one of the first and iconic murderous AIs, called HAL 9000. The movie showed how an artificial intelligence could turn against its creators if it were to malfunction. Other movies like I Have No Mouth, I Must Scream, and the Terminator trilogy described AI invasion in a more dystopian manner. In 1961, China began to advance the idea of creating conscious human thoughts by mimicking the functionality of neurons in the brain. But as research went on, people became more concerned about the threats these AIs could pose. The question is this: what guarantee do we have as humans that an AI machine could follow the laws of morality? The creation of ChatGPT and the buzz it's creating, we can see why these uncomfortable questions are being asked. For one, ChatGPT is a super intelligent chatbot that performs activities like solving a math equation to writing a comprehensive and cohesive essay. Although there are rules governing the program, like anything, a lot of things could go wrong. In the case where AI is created to have a conscience, how can we guarantee that this AI would do the right thing, being what is in the best interest of humanity? Another question is sentience. Without knowing the reason and causes of sentience, it is impossible to know how it could arise. But once AI is able to comprehend these concepts, will it ever feel the need to override the limits of its governing program? When the smartphone revolution took off, AI came along for the ride. It found its way into our everyday lives. Having the voice assistance of Siri was right in the palms of our hands. Later on, Alexa was in our homes, and wherever we went, we had access to an AI. A key advancement in AI has been in the algorithms that power social media. With the use of AI techniques, the algorithms collect data from each user to display the individual's top interest, which causes the desire to keep scrolling. That's why it's easy to have a For You page that's curated just for you. The longer you stay on the platforms such as TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or Snapchat, the more money made for big tech, which is why it is a priority to invest in AI. ChatGPT utilizes a different approach to algorithms. It utilizes getting various information online in order to suit the question it's being asked. The use of this chatbot is increasingly becoming of some concern for humanity. The fear is that we would be so dependent on AI to the point where human intelligence would become regulated or even obsolete. Dependency on this AI would create a society of people who can't make informed thoughts or decisions. Since it's the bot that is doing the thinking, we already have AI apps that create realistic pictures of humans, intricate drawings, and even paintings. These are jobs that we would never have thought to be under attack. Hard to imagine the threat that artificial intelligence imposes on so many sectors of our life. The academic sector is already facing negative effects of ChatGPT, as many students rely on this chatbot to perform their assignments and homework. We can already notice the effects of ChatGPT through our students who are unable to utilize their own minds. ChatGPT has already displayed the ability to pass law exams, MBA courses, and medical licensing exams. This has educational institutes scrambling to keep up with time while also trying to preserve the art of learning. Aside from this, the use of ChatGPT poses a threat to those who work in the creative writing industry. ChatGPT uses information that has made access to brilliant and clear prose online. It's almost like when a human being writes. However, what many don't know is that ChatGPT's ability to gather and sort a large amount of information is an encroachment on the creative capabilities of humans. Soon, writers will be forced to compete with the limitless possibilities of this chatbot, and it's obvious that writers are on the losing end. By the time you consider the limitations of the human mind and how the mind functions, you'd realize that the battle against AI has been lost before it even began. What humanity might fail to understand is that having a society that is completely dependent on the capabilities of artificial intelligence to make decisions for them also creates a society that lacks the ability to think intellectually. With machines having the ability to learn and grow more intelligent, humanity will be left behind. Our brain works like a muscle, and if we don't use it, we lose it. With the loss of the ability to think for ourselves, we could easily be brainwashed and manipulated into believing anything, even the most heinous things. We don't have to go far back into our history to see what humanity has done to one another, to know this is a serious matter to pay attention to for our existence. And in the arms race, with all these big tech companies to create their own AI or be left behind, who's to say they won't cut corners on the necessary precautions just to stay relevant in fear of missing out or making more money? And when you consider the greed of these high-ranking people in government organizations and corporations, you quickly realize that they would stop at nothing to achieve the power of world domination and the limitless amount of revenue artificial intelligence could bring.